Alright, people. Now, this is a lot of excitement into one video, and I'm gonna show you guys weeks number 15 and 16 of my franchise mode with the Washington Redskins, and a lot of excitement because we are, nearly into the playoffs, and obviously with our record 8-5 in the struggling NFC East, we're definitely gonna be making it this year. So, without further ado, give this video a thumbs up before we kick it off. Now, I wanted to make some changes on my team. Now, one of my favorite players on the Redskins, I don't know why, but I sort of decided to let him go. He hasn't really returned any touchdowns this season as a punt returner and kick returner, and me checking the free agency, I saw a guy in mind, and that is why I had to make this tough decision, and this next tough decision as well. Not this one, but the one after that, obviously, because David Jones hasn't really showed up. He is a young cornerback, but I just didn't really see a lot from him this season, and this was another tough decision. 24-year-old Evan Royster, he has a lot of potential, but your boy being pretty dumb, he decided to let him go. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some free agents, and like I said, the only reason why I decided to let go of Evan Royster is that we have too many running backs, and I'm not really concentrating on the guys that I need to concentrate on. So I decided to go ahead and get Josh Cribbs. He is a pretty decent wide receiver, and not to mention his punt returning, kick returning skills. Also, Terrence Newman, he is literally late in his career, 34 years old, but I feel like the stretch that we need to make, it will be key for us to pick him up. Now, we got a game against the Cleveland Browns, and it is sort of a homecoming game from Josh Cribbs because he's going to play against his old team. We give him number 16. He's looking pretty fresh. And Terrence Newman, they originally gave this guy the number 21, but I was like, you cannot do that because that's the legendary number of Sean Taylor, so I decided to give him number 22. So without further ado, we got this game against the Cleveland Browns here in week number 15. And you see Vince Young is warming up because RG3 is actually hurt. So they get it started right here with a handoff. And this, again, I just feel like every time I play Madden, there's always that one running back we got to keep an eye on. Trent Richardson, the young phenom. And they also have a free agency pickup. David Garrard is playing for the Browns. And their first possession was a little shaky. You see the pressure coming in. David Garrard goes down on the play. So, this is our first opportunity. Taking a look at Joshua Cribbs. And he is going to go down on a play just at the 30-yard line. So here comes Vince Young. He's going to step back, and pressure is coming. I thought for sure he was going to break that tackle, but he goes down on a play for a sack. Here comes Vince Young once again. This time he makes a completion. Pierre Garçon breaks the tackle, and with that speed of his, he's going to take this one to the end zone for the game's first touchdown. So let's see what David Garrard is going to do with his possession. They are facing 3rd and 8. David Garrard, 5 minutes remaining into the first quarter, and he gets a completion right here. His receiver is going to, show off his fancy footwork, picking up a first down, and then following that possession, 1st and 10 here. David Garrard is going deep, and Josh Wilson is right there, but he drops that one. Come on, man. That should be on ESPN under, not top 10 plays. But this play right here by Greg Little, I believe that's Greg Little, he gets that, jumps up and gets that reception and goes in for the touchdown to tie it up. So here comes Vince Young stepping back again. The pressure is coming. So this defensive line for the Cleveland Browns are doing their thing right here, but no one, and I mean no one, could literally reach that pass except the safety. So a bad decision by Vince Young. They get an interception. So Trent Richardson right here, he's aiming at the end zone. They're trying to get something off the turnover. David Garrard stepping back. A couple of handoffs right here to Trent Richardson, and he's actually get the job going, So they were able to get a field goal on the play, but wait. That one hits the post, so it's still tied up. Here comes Vince Young, a screenplay to Alfred Morris, who has been quiet this year. But Alfred Morris takes this one and stretches it to the 21-yard line, should I say. And here comes Alfred Morris on the handoff. Man, his speed, I'm telling you, is and a whole nother planet. So here comes Vince Young, a lot of time in the pocket, and that seems to be the problem of the game. He just can't find his receivers. So let's see if we're going to miss the field goal. Hopefully not, but here comes Billy Cundiff, and he's been as precise, and as his kicks have been on point this year. He hasn't really missed any this year. So everything has been good so far in the game. It is 10-7. Here comes David Garrard, a completion to his running back. So 4 minutes remaining. They're trying to get something going here. Going into the locker room, and look at his running back coming off the bench, gets a huge yardage, and they're going to be settling at the 31-yard line. Here comes David Garrard, a completion to his tight end. And oh my goodness, my defense just has no stop right here. So what's going to happen? The pressure is coming. He gets rid of it. And Watson is right there for the reception and for a touchdown. But, you know, it's not too far away. You know, we still are only down by 4 points. And we simulate into the second half now. Look at Dez Bryant. We have the lead. And he is just, you know, stepping into play and getting that reception. And we're going to go deep to him once again. And once again, that looked pretty similar. Back-to-back plays, he gets a huge reception, and he is another guy who has been quite, you know, hasn't really shown up this year, but with that reception, he puts us up once again. The score is 23-17, a minute 47 remaining on the clock, and that was a costly flag right there because David Garrard is going to have another chance. He's going to go deep. I tried to, you know, user pick with Madu Williams. That wasn't even his first name, but what am I saying, with Williams, and that one costed me that touchdown. So, all right, we have a minute 21 to work with. Vince Young breaks the tackle, and he's going to take this one to the 25. So here comes Vince Young, another reception, and that one is a completion to Fred Davis. Another one to Fred Davis, and the cornerback bit on the play, and that is why the game is won by Fred Davis and the Washington Redskins. So we're going into the locker room, an exciting one here in Cleveland. Now, next week, we are going to be playing the Philadelphia Eagles, and we're going to leave the stadium with the score of 29-24. Like I said, in week number 16, we have this game here, a division rivalry game, and you see the record for Eagles. They basically need this win to have any chance, so we are looking at an elimination game, and here comes Vince Young, should I say Michael Vick, and he's going to take this one into the end zone, and he gets it started here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Vince Young was like, you know what? I'm not having it. I may have had a downfall into my career, but this year for him, it is all about the redemption, you know? Although he's playing for the Washington Redskins, who already have their future quarterback, you know, Vince Young could basically play for a contract with another team because, or, you know, he's just going to want to leave the Redskins, in my opinion, because a guy like him is not going to want to be a bench player if he's playing like this. So we could get offers for him. You never know. So here comes Vince Young. You see the score is 31-28, and with 4 minutes remaining into the third quarter, he steps into the pocket with a lot of confidence, and here comes Miles Paul, who's going to take this one to the 2-yard line, and Felix Jones is just going to tap this one in for yet another touchdown. And as we simulate into the fourth quarter, the score is 52-31, and that is basically it for week number 16. The Philadelphia Eagles are most likely out. It's your boy AntoDaBoss, and I am signing out.
If you guys want to stay updated on when all of my videos will be uploaded, make sure you follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/AntoDaBoss.